Hey everybody, it's Timothy again with Faith and Reason, Grace and Sobriety, pressing forward with steadfast faith through Jesus Christ, because it is He that lives through us, not that we live according to our own will and purpose. We are also going to look at how the day of Pentecost is a temple centered endowment, because it is often seen as the historical origin of the organized church. It also functioned as a temple event where the apostles were endowed with power to execute their office. This is supported through scholarly analysis, where it suggests that the wind and the fire at Pentecost parallels the dedication of the Old Testament tabernacle and Solomon's temple, as well as it parallels the Pentecost at the dedication of the Kirtland temple in the time of Joseph Smith and the early saints. This event marked a shift where the Holy of Holies moved from a physical building to the individual believers themselves. These principles were the guiding forces for the leaders of the church. There were additional aspects of the early church that we ought to investigate. One of these is the point of view that the early Christian was taught about his religious life. That is how he was to live, as contrasted to his theology, which was his belief in God. A survey of the many religions in the present day world indicates that many people are interested in a religion that stresses primarily the moral values and conduct patterns of life. Others are interested in a religion that satisfy a desire for ritual, ceremonial, sacramentalism, or the two groups may be poles apart. Yet both contend that what they teach is the Christian religion. What was the emphasis that the early church placed on the religious aspects of man's need for God? One of the most fundamental teachings of Christ was that we must live by faith. No matter how much worldly knowledge we may acquire during the span of mortal existence, man may never acquire the absolute knowledge of all that is or is to be in the eternal realms. The Apostle Paul referred to this in his famous 13th chapter of the First Corinthian epistle, where he indicated that our knowledge in mortality would never become perfect knowledge, as we only know in part. It is not until we pass into the realm of immortality that we are able to see and know all things. With this attitude in mind, it is not surprising that the apostles and their immediate successors stressed the need for the Christian to develop faith. The epistle of the Hebrew is replete with emphasis on this specific doctrine. The early Christian, therefore, was never taught that he had all the knowledge that was needed for complete exaltation. He was taught to look forward in faith to future days when God would reveal still greater things to benefit his children.